Hey everyone, welcome back. This is an addendum to a couple of videos I made earlier. One of them is the title of this one, only it was part one. And the other one was why sensible prepping is a win-win. I'm going to keep this short. I just recalled a while ago a few things that I left out of those other two. One of the items I left out was regarding commodities, household commodities to stock up on. And I think it's important, I did mention toilet paper, but it's important to consider paper goods in general. For example, paper towels, paper plates, because you want to conserve water if in a worst case scenario your water gets shut off for various reasons. I'll get to one of those in just a minute here. So paper plates, paper towels, Kleenex or facial tissue. I use those as napkins anyway, crisis or no crisis, because they're a lot cheaper than paper napkins. Perhaps you use cloth napkins. Well, you have to wash those, remember. You want to keep washing things to a minimum. So paper goods. Now, regarding gasoline storage, I forgot to mention before that if you're in a city or a suburb, as most of you probably are, keep in mind that you are limited by local ordinance as to how much gasoline you can store at your residence. In most jurisdictions, the limit is 20 or 25 gallons. So keep that in mind. Now, obviously, you're not going to advertise how much you have on site, hopefully not, but you're not going to store it in the house, probably. It's going to be in the garage, most likely, and so you run a risk of, somebody seeing this gasoline, maybe. Keep in mind that the fine for exceeding the local ordinance may be quite stiff because cities and counties are strapped. They need revenue. One of the reasons is since the year 2000, 60,000 factories have closed and or moved out of the country. And, that's a lot of revenue base gone. So cities and counties are now fining people in excessive amounts and for things that you wouldn't believe. For example, having something hanging from your rearview mirror. In some cities you get fined for that now, like $500 or something. So keep that in mind. Check out your local jurisdiction and see what the limit is for storing gasoline at a residence. And obviously you want to do that anonymously. It's probably online. Now, the last item here, or the second to the last item, I should say, is another incentive for sensible prepping. I didn't mention this before, and that is the possibility, perhaps probability, perhaps likelihood of a major cyber attack on this country. And here's why I think that might happen. For a number of years, our Fed government has been waging a currency war on China. And China's a little bit pissed off about that. So a number of analysts, and I agree with them, think that China has been doing cyber attack reconnaissance on this country. Now, if you recall, not too long ago, there have been one or two or three instances where our government has accused China of, hacking into this or that or the other. Well, some people think that's just a reconnaissance, that they're gearing up for a major cyber attack on our financial system and perhaps even on our utilities, our power, our water, telephones, that kind of thing. So that's one reason or another reason why you should not take your water preparedness lightly. A lot of people are storing bottled water. Well, that's all well and good, but that's not good enough. That's not enough. You will be lucky if you have a family of 3 or 4, if you can hold down your water usage, not just drinking, but all usage, to 40 gallons a day. You'll be lucky if you can do that. So you need another source besides bottled water. And I suggested before the rain barrel and all that stuff. So don't take that water prep lightly, and don't take existing without any power at all lightly. You want to prepare for the worst. The worst may not happen, but you want to be prepared for it. It's just like buying fire insurance on your home. Nobody wants their home to burn down, but everybody buys fire insurance. That's not being negative or anything. It's being prepared. Same thing here. Now, the other thing that I forgot to mention was regarding water sterilization for drinking purposes. I did point out that 7 or 8 drops of household bleach in a gallon of water will sterilize the water. But I forgot to mention this. I've seen a couple, 2 or 3 or 4 videos here on YouTube that say you don't have to buy Clorox bleach or some name brand bleach. Just buy the cheapest brand because bleach is bleach. Well, I'm afraid that's not always true. These cheaper brands like you get at Family Dollar or the dollar store, many of the products are cheaper because the strength is less. I do about half my shopping at a store called Family Dollar. Their household bleach is less potent, not as strong as Clorox or some other name brand. Their white vinegar is lesser strength. So you have to have a certain strength of household bleach to sterilize water. Clorox has between 5.25% and 6% sodium hypochlorite. Sodium hypochlorite is the chemical that provides the chlorine that disinfects the water. So you need that strength. If you can find a cheaper brand that has between 5.25 and 6%, preferably 6%, sodium hypochlorite, go ahead and buy it. That's fine. And also, you don't want to get, obviously, scented bleach. These companies now have, lavender scented household bleach. Obviously, you don't want to be drinking lavender scented water. Okay, so keep all that in mind. And if you've been watching the financial news here lately in January 2016, not looking good. Not looking good at all. Don't despair, though. They'll get it up and running again. They'll prop it up one way or another. But in the meantime, credit will disappear and distribution will slow way down or stop. So be prepared. Okay, thanks for dropping in. And I'll try to do these videos more often. I've been tied up with other things lately. I apologize. Okay, take care. Be well.